I was in front of all 28 participants, and I said, please put your hand up if you know what a market segment is or an AI startup. 0 hands were raised. Only 18 days later, these kids have not only realized what a market segment is, and of course an AI startup, they've built AI startups entirely themselves. They've formed CEO, CTO groups. They've gone out and cumulatively have interviewed hundreds of businesses within their market segments, from restaurants to hospitals to trekking companies to banks. They've then built an AI startup themselves completely from scratch, and they can all now proudly call themselves AI founders. It's been astronomical and probably the honor of my life to see how far they've come and how fast they have progressed. I've been in many rooms in my life. I've been in the UK government, I've been at Entrepreneurs First, the world's leading talent investor. I've in a way done this program myself. When I was doing this program, I was amongst the majority of participants with PhDs in AI from Oxford and Cambridge. I was with chief scientists at Anthropic. I've been in demo days for A16Z, for Y Combinator, for EF. I've kind of seen it all between London and Silicon Valley. And in doing this program, I promised myself that the bar that I was held to when I did this program, or did these kinds of programs, was absolutely brutal. The people leading these programs expected so much of us and expected us to move so fast. The bar was so incredibly high, I felt like I could never meet it. I held these 28 kids to exactly the same bar that I was held to, and all of my other participants from London to Silicon Valley. And I never in a million years expected them to meet that bar. But I can stand here confidently today and say that every single one of them has met that absolutely brutal, impossible bar. And they should be prouder than anybody in the world to have done that. So could we please give a huge round of applause to the participants of this program. I also want to give a huge thanks to the team without whom this would have not been possible. Naresh, Dinesh, Rosette, Deepika, Ayush and his team, Prajna. I would be absolutely lost and completely collapsed on the floor without you. Thank you so much for all of your support in all of this. Huge round of applause for them as well. Now, I want to say something about the program itself. So what we're going into now is pitches. And these are, if you're familiar with venture capital and if you're familiar with AI startups, usually within SF and Silicon Valley, you'll know what these are. But I want to give you a little bit of context as to what you're going to be seeing now. In traditional venture capital, pitches are 90 seconds long. They're called an elevator pitch, okay? You don't get over 90 seconds. And as such, you're tasked with encapsulating your entire problem, why it's such an important problem, your solution, and why you're the right group to do it, and the future of what Nepal is going to look like when your solution succeeds, all in 90 seconds. It means that on the board up here, you're not going to be seeing demos of the product itself. That's going to be in the exhibition phase outside. You're going to be seeing everybody's products then. But now you're going to be seeing the 90-second pitches where the teams have worked so hard to get everything in these 90 seconds. And so that's what you're going to be seeing. And I want to give one final word to the participants of this program. If I could invest in every single one of you today, I absolutely would. And every single one of you back there, please remember me when you're rich and famous. Okay. So we're going to start off this program with one of the strongest teams that I've ever met, Elia and Yamila. They're going to be introducing Citizen KYC. They are absolutely brilliant. I think you could say that Elia is already a successful tech entrepreneur in his own right, immensely intelligent, such an incredible boy. And Yamila is one of the clearest and most powerful speakers I've ever met. And I can't wait for you to see what they have in store for you. If you work in finance, if you work in banks specifically, keep your ears peeled, because if I could invest in Yamila and Elia today, I absolutely would. Now let's welcome them to the stage.